What it is, it's your boy, Dutch the Damon, and you now watching Damon Time with Dutch. On today's episode of Prison Stories Uncut, we up Hagerstown in that old jail with it, man. Now, this situation took place over 20 some odd years ago, right? They had me up that old jail trapped in that castle. But before I hop off in the storytelling mode, we're gonna go ahead on and give a big shout out to the brother Jesus Sage, man, for supporting the channel through Cash App. Appreciate you, brother. Brother watch all my content. This brother don't just watch, he support. Appreciate you, man. I definitely ain't gonna let you down. Now that we got that out the way, let's get it. So this was like my second time being on the compound up that old jail. The first time I came up there a few years before this, they had me on the south side, but this time they went ahead and put me on the north side, D2. Now, by this time, I had stopped going through the clearing process. Brother stopped clearing me. Wouldn't even give me my 3 days to get cleared no more. By this time, niggas like, man, that's Dutch, man. He good. And they threw me right in the mix. Now, upon arrival, I was given the position. I wasn't the captain of the yacht, but I was on the boat. One of my jobs was weapons. You know, like locking the socks, sharpening up pieces of steel and shit like that. You know, I used to distribute them to brothers and keep count and keep note of who got what. This way, if anything come up missing, I know who to penalize and go ahead on and put a fine on a brother so we can replace that blip. You know, that was one of the tasks that I had. But I also was an authority figure. After being there for a little while, a lot of the brothers would come to me with their beefs and gripes and issues, right? And it was my job to be the voice of reasoning, right? So one day I'm in the day room. Girl just sent me some pictures from uptown off the streets. I'm in good spirits, just got off the phone talking to her. So I'm sitting at the table looking through the pictures. So one of the good brothers came over to the table. He was hollering at me, asked me, can he see my pictures? So I went on here and let the brother check the pictures out. So he looking through the pictures, and I just noticed his face like, so I'm like, what's going on, bro? What's up? He was like, yo, this your girl? I'm like, yeah. Like, yo, that's crazy, yo. I'm like, huh? He get to telling me like, yo, Shorty used to mess with my homeboy back in the day, for real, around the time when I caught my case. I'm like, yeah. Cause see, Slim was locked up way before me. He had like 5 years in when I went to prison. And the girl that I was talking to at the time, I just met her before I went in for real. I'm really listening to everything he got to say. He like, yeah, my homeboy got killed. And he basically told me he locked up for riding for Slim. So I'm like, real? I'm like, yo, if you don't mind me asking, what the fuck happened? So he started all telling me basically he got 58 years. He had 2 homeboys. It was a 3-man crew. He was selling boy and girl in a couple of hours. One of his homeboys ended up robbing their own stash house and acting like he don't know nothing about it. Got him for like $1.50. Came. So the other 2 is suspicious, like, yo. Right after they take a big loss like that, they was buying new cars and chains and shit. So they knew he did it, but they really couldn't prove it. So it was more like they knew it, but they didn't want to accept it type of thing. But how they find out, the girl that I'm currently talking to at that time, supposedly ran her mouth to one of the other guys in the 3-man crew they had, baby mother. Basically, he's saying my little shorty ran her mouth to dude baby mother, who I was talking to that was locked up with me. Basically told baby girl he was the one went in there and took that shit. Now, I don't know how she thought that shit wasn't going to get back. That shit started in-house turmoil amongst those 3 guys. But he telling me like when this girl told him, it was like he already knew for real. But that was just the icing on the cake. He telling me like, yeah, he called the other guy like, man, that's official. You already did that. He went on here, concoct a plan to get rid of Slim. Now, I ain't going to go into too much detail. They say he was coming out to carry out, food in his hand. He gets hit 4 times. One of the bullets hits him in his heart, take him away from here. Only problem is, this man's family serious in the city. So now they out for blood. Somehow niggas knew exactly where it came from. This man told me he couldn't leave out his front door without getting shot at. Niggas set his car on fire until finally they end up catching up with him over East Baltimore at a traffic stop. Vehicle pulled up next to his car, he gets hit 9 times. Go to the hospital, he gets hit in all non-fatal areas. Kept him in the hospital for a couple weeks. When he gets out the hospital, he finds out that his other homeboy smashing his girl. Yeah, the other homeboy out the 3-man crew. So one gets killed for stealing. He gets shot up, come home, find out the other one fucking his girl. He tell me the nigga was acting totally different when he got out the hospital. Distant. Ain't got no rap for him, but the hood, streets talk. Niggas told him, hey, yo, fuck talk. So he concocts a plan. Okay. He shoots the nigga a text message letting him know, look, I know you fucking shorty. Nigga don't never respond, block his number, all that shit. And remind you, he all shot up, he fucked up. So he figured like, all right, he gonna wait till he healed up and deal with all this shit. Well, about a week later, he sleep in his mother's basement. Police kick his mother's door all in. He come in there and get him out the basement, charge him with murder. He get his charging papers. He get over to jail. The nigga that fucked his girl gave all the evidence about that shooting and said he was the one that did it. Basically, when Slim came out that store, he's saying he the one that ran up on him and hit him 4 times, took him away from him. So in the end, he ended up catching 58 years, and the nigga married his wife, changed his life, and became a fucking pastor.